So one of the things which I started to do was providing service. I have a good experience in buying and selling cars. That is one of the things which I know. So
is that the reason you're known as the car guy?
Even if your product is selling really good in the market, but it will not be your friends or family who will be buying that product from you.
That's for sure.
But most of the car guys, the true car guys I'm talking about, the true car guys, they will never race if they have someone on the side, if they have a passenger with them. There was an opportunity, it used to flow like this, and it used to get far, then I used to catch. But now it was too far. Imagine you put your hands for your dad and be like, Dad, I want to take her out for a dinner.
Okay.
Imagine that.
That's not
personally me, it will be an insult for me.
Hey, welcome to the BeeFy Talks, and stay tuned for podcasts and more.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we have a special guest on the BeeFy Talks podcast, and that is none other than Adnan Afridi. Not Shahid Afridi, Adnan Afridi. How do you feel being on the BeeFy Talks?
I'm really good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for accepting the invitation and आने के लिए. So हम आज करेंगे definitely beefy बातें ये वो. But let's start with here. I want to understand some things from you because कुछ चीज़ें तुम अच्छे से किए हो. For example, business dealings and this and that. So you might have a lot of knowledge and experience in them. So I want to first of all understand the craze of cars. नहीं ये पता है मेरे को. I understand this thing कि you sit in the car, sports car, and तुम भगाओ तो उसका thrill अलग होता है. Yes. But what is something else which normal people don't get it when it comes to sports car and the thrill of it, which you can tell?
See, in general, the cars, I'm sure most of the car guys, if they're watching this, they will understand what I'm trying to say. Is that what I'm trying to say is that if a car guy is watching this video, and the thing I can say,
okay, I know they will relate, but तुम general audience को कैसे समझाओगे?
Okay.
ये बताओ.
I didn't complete my sentence, but let me complete my sentence.
ठीक है बोलो.
The thing is, you see, cars are like emotions to a car guy, right? Like, let's say for example, we have a bad day, and we sit in our own car. It is not every car. There's certain
specific car which
cars
you have spent a lot of time with.
Yeah, especially if it's an old car you have been driving for a long time, or if it's something which you wanted and you got it. Now, let's say you have a bad day at work, at home, wherever you get in the car, you start the car, and you hear that sound. Everything just fades away.
I get you.
Okay?
But
So, car guys watching this, they will understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, it's that feeling. That's what there's a craze behind cars. And cars are in general, you can say, are good machines. Like, believe me or not, we spend most of the time in our cars. If you stay at home,
correct.
What is your commute? It's mostly either a car or in a bus. But if you have your own car, and especially if it's old, or especially if it's your dream car, the feeling you get that it's yours and it's a special car, it's like a different kind of a feeling. You don't get that with anything else.
The thing is, उसके साथ हमारे feelings and sentiments attach हो जाते हैं. As simple as that.
Yes.
And then when you sit in that, then you feel it. It feels like your second home or part of your house.
Yes, it's like a second home. You can say.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's a second home. It's a part of your house. So when you go there, you sit there, you feel relaxed.
Yes.
Okay, that's understood. But what is behind the bhagana wala part? I mean, like speed में 150 plus 180 जाना है और 200.
The speeding in generally.
Okay, it's
we car guys, we love doing speeding. Okay. But we don't recommend to anyone. If anybody is doing speeding, we don't usually say, "Oh, let's go and do race." If they're doing it, they know what they're doing. And usually, when car guys, when they race, it's usually between the friends, or maybe some random person. If they see on the road, he wants to have fun. Yeah, okay, fine. But most of the car guys, the true car guys I'm talking about, the true car guys, they will never race if they have someone on the side, if they have a passenger with them, anyone in general. They would never
don't risk people. Okay, they have this feeling that we should not risk.
See, if you're a true car guy, you will never risk your life with others. Okay, you will not risk others' life with yours. Okay. Let's say, for example, you're driving fast. You have someone with you.
Passenger.
Yeah, passenger.
Family or
friend. Family, whoever it is. You don't want to risk their life.
True.
Because speeding is risky. So if you're doing it, do it for yourself, but don't involve anybody else. That's what true car guys are. But some people
just to show off. They sometimes do, and okay,
Yeah.
it's not a good place to be in.
Yeah.
I get you. So cars ka thrill is so simple. बात ये कि you won't, if you're not a car guy, you won't understand until you sit, drive, and spend time with it. Simple.
And there is no way to explain it until you experience it yourself. And I cannot. There is no words to it like why there is a craze. It's just there. There's certain things you can't explain, but it is there. It is true. And once you have a car of your own, you will treat it like it's yours.
Part of your family.
Yeah, it's part of your family.
Family member.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, and I should experience it once, inshallah. But okay, then moving on to some beefy and real stuff, which is electric cars. See, electric cars, generally it is told it's a modern stuff. We need to get progress with it, and आएंगे future में, so you have to कैसा भी drive करना है.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things which general, हम तो इतने scientist level पे नहीं बात कर रहे हैं, but generally what do you think is the biggest problem with electric cars? Is it something to do with speed? Can electric cars give you that much speed which the normal fuel or petrol cars give you?
See, in terms of performance, if we're talking about performance,
have you ever driven a Tesla or something?
No, I have not driven any. I have not driven any electric cars.
Any plans of buying or getting into one?
Not anytime soon, but maybe in the future, yes. But but I can see a possibility of me owning an electric car soon, or maybe anytime in the future. They're good cars. They're really good cars.
They are?
Yeah, they're really good cars. In terms of performance, if you're talking about, in terms of acceleration, I think the best cars are electric cars because they don't have any engine. It's just quick power. Press on it, it flies. There's no engine. There's no like gas or something. It just flies. So there is no lag. So that's why the electric cars are quicker than the petrol cars or the gas powered cars. But they are not fastest.
Okay, they'll give you acceleration, but they won't give you speed.
Yeah, they will not. In terms of long term, like for example, if you're going all the way and you're pressing on the car, at some point the electric car is going to lose its. You can say it's not reliable, or maybe not. No, you cannot say reliable.
The quality goes
stamina.
down.
Let's say, for example, if you are running, you might be quick, but you will not be fast.
You might jump start, but later on.
So that's the thing with the electric cars. At some point, they just lag behind. That's when the gas-powered cars be like, "Hello, hi." Yeah. So, but in the long run, the electric car loses its momentum, loses its power because of battery. Because as battery,
the battery life goes down.
Yeah. So that affects the. But in terms of in general, the electric cars
the
are
real
good.
issue. What is the real issue with electric cars? The carbon thing and all.
See, electric cars they do have a lot of issues. Let's say simple terms, the parts are not available for electric cars.
Okay, I mean, abhi start ho raha hai, so you can't expect the parts to be there. That's
there are parts are available. There are parts available,
okay,
but it's very difficult to receive them on time. Your car might be sitting in the workshop for 2 months, 3 months. You never know.
Okay.
Because of availability of the parts. But if it's a gas-powered car, you can just go to any shop. You'll have the parts which you need.
Okay.
Another thing which I can see. But it could be improved in the future is the stations. There are not many stations to charge your vehicles.
True. Okay.
And if there are any stations, the fastest station in US for Tesla cars, it takes 25 minutes to charge from full. So 25 minutes is quite a lot compared to any station if you go gas stations. It will give you like 2 minutes and you're full. Your car is ready to go.
If you compare that way, yes, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
So it takes 25 minutes to charge. And let's say if you're on a road trip and you don't find any charging stations,
then you're done.
You're gone.
Okay.
And even if you find, most of them are slow. They might take 45 minutes, 1 hour. And on a road trip, time really matters. But yeah, it could be rectified in the future. But it's a new industry.
Some of the issues abhi jo hai, wo ye hai.
Yeah, but there are I'm talking about the current situation. What are the problems you can face? And
so it's not a bad option to have, right?
Currently, if you're talking about Qatar, yes.
Okay, if you're talking about Qatar. In US or maybe uska...
US, yeah. I would recommend if you are in the US and if you have the budget and if you want to save some fuel, then I think so. Tesla and any electric car will be a good option. But in Qatar, if you're talking about Qatar, I don't think so. It will be a good
अभी नहीं है, but I guess in many what do you call it popular places I see in Cornish, if you go to the seaside or to the QNL, if you go, there are places where they're putting, and some of the Wakut stations have at least one electric charger. That's
So
what
far,
I saw for now.
I have been many Wakut stations. There are some
Few of them
but
have.
very few,
Very few and one and two.
So
That's one issue. But what about this main issue like go green wala part ke we will stop carbon emission and this and that? How truthful is that?
regarding that, what you mean basically is the electric
won't have
cars
carbon
are
dioxide,
less greener than, are more greener than the gas powered
Correct.
cars.
That is what is propagated, right? Propagation,
Okay.
propaganda to wahi hai. So what do you tell? Is it true?
I'm no scientist, I'm no
Correct.
environmentalist, I don't know what exactly
Like you're
is
not
behind-
perfectly
I,
been
mean,
there, so you don't know.
I cannot
Okay.
speak for the science behind it, but or the engineering, whatever you want to call the industrial standard, whatever.
Okay.
The thing is about electric cars, the batteries are lithium batteries,
Correct.
and in order to manufacture those, they leave a lot of carbon emissions. And I have seen one of the video. I might not be accurate about it. They mentioned the one battery for a car produces the same amount of emissions if you're manufacturing.
While manufacturing,
While
it
manufacturing,
produces,
yeah, compared to a gas powered car running in its 10 to 15 years lifespan.
its whole lifespan.
Yeah, so 10 to 15 years. So if you think about that,
It's equal,
It's
actually.
it's a basically a same thing.
First, either you emit it in the first go,
Yeah.
like while manufacturing,
Yeah.
or emit it through its
Yeah.
lifespan. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Okay,
but-
that's the issue right
yeah.
now.
The concept which they are running behind is go green. It's not really go green. If you think about lithium batteries, they leave a lot of emissions manufacturing,
Correct.
and they're not easy to extract also lithium in general.
Correct.
And
And
if
even
you see-
after the lifespan of the car, disposal also gets complicated, I guess.
yeah,
Disposing it off.
batteries are non-recyclable.
Of course, okay.
So if any in the future, this could be a really big issue. Yeah, there will be a lot of electric cars just thrown in the scrap with the batteries on, and
Can't be done.
so
Yeah,
in
that's
terms of go green, I'm kind of in a question mark. Maybe they improve some way, or I'm not really sure. But this is one of the videos I have seen, and
many people are
yeah,
talking about
yeah,
this,
yeah,
and
yeah.
many people are researchers are raising this
but
concern.
Toyota is releasing a new technology that is a hydrogen cell,
Okay.
which the car gets the power from hydrogen gas.
Correct.
So and it the
It's
byproduct of that is water. So it
Yeah,
leaks
yeah.
basically water. So I think that could be a promising technology.
Okay, उसमें वो है ना
So
something
it uses
called-
hydrogen gas.
वो extract करता है कुछ तो diffuse, I don't know what scientific term is that. तो उससे they separate the hydrogen and the oxygen and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
use the hydrogen
yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, cars का तो हो गया, understood about it. But what about one of the things Adnan is known many places is for business kind of stuff. So business में when did you start the business and all? How did the business wala part start?
See, first of all, about business, I'm not really known for business, but you
No,
know,
many
like,
people know
yeah,
it for.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you
okay.
can
First,
say-
you're known for. You're known as a car guy, and then you're known as a businessman. Not a
Yeah,
businessman, but a guy who
Yeah,
does
see,
business.
I would not call myself a person who knows about business or who knows everything about business, or in general, I do business. I have never worked in my life, but I have always done business in my life. So
So you never worked in any company or something?
No,
like
never.
part-time?
No, never.
Acha.
Uh,
But right now you're a student, right?
yes,
So
right now
even
I'm a
after that, also you don't have any plans of working as a.
I mean, in the future,
If required.
if
why not?
required, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
But main aim is to have our own personal business.
Yes,
Your own
business
Okay.
is always good, and our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam always said, "Business mein barakat
So,
rehti." So it's
yes, exactly. So even religious perspective,
Yeah,
it's
so it's a good thing.
encouraged a lot.
एक रुपया हो अपनाओ,
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's it. हाँ.
एक रियाल हो लेकिन अपनाओ. That's
the
the
motto.
motto I follow. So
अच्छा. Like खुद की मेहनत से
Yeah,
जाके
एक-
कमाया.
दिन में एक रियाल कमाओ लेकिन एटलीस्ट अपना रहेगा. So that's what my thinking is. But yeah, in the future I can see myself working, maybe a job.
Sometimes
yeah,
part time or for
I-
a short time.
Yeah, to gain some experience. Let's say, for example, if I want to start a company, I need to gain an experience before I start the company. So I'll work in that domain, get the experience, and then start my own company.
Okay, that's fine. So how many years your experience? I guess your father is also a businessman.
Yes, my father is a businessman since he was 15, and he is now, alhamdulillah, 43.
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
He's 43?
Yeah, he's mashallah 43. And he's still
I guess
working.
he got married soon.
Yeah, he did get married.
That's good.
That's kind of good because I'm 23.
And he's 43.
He's 43. So when I was born, he was 20 years old. You can say that.
Yeah.
So
before he comes to, before even he touches the retirement age, his son is already ready to earn and support his father, and your father can relax.
Yes.
Even though he does work, I guess.
I could say that by the time he retires, his grandson will be ready to support him. You know. Anyway, that's
a good aim to go.
Yeah, because he married in such a young age that.
Okay, was it family pressure? If you don't like, if you won't mind to tell, or was it like I want to get married early?
See, in our culture, we are
Pakistani culture.
I'm from Pakistan, and I'm also Pathan.
Pathan, okay.
Yeah, so in our culture, it's very common to have early marriages, and so it's kind of, it was like you can say
it's a cultural thing. Normal.
It was a norm. It used to be done, and he did. But as
time progresses,
now it's like early marriage is not really a good option, but it is
like
recommended.
According to you, or according to the norms you're talking, it's not a good thing?
See, according to our norms, according to our culture, and according to Islam, it says the moment you reach maturity, if you can get married,
then get married.
Yeah. And the same thing is for our culture also. But as per of my beliefs, is that get married, but
when
not too early. Let's say, for example, you're at your 18s and you're like, Dad, I want to get married, or Mom, I want to get married. No. Okay, see yourself where you are and accordingly work on it and start to improve yourself. I mean, if you see you're mature enough to get married,
So what do you, according to, we are getting into the topic which was not planned, marriage wala part, but what according to you is matured enough to get married?
Personally, I would say 23, 24 and 25.
Age is just a number, right? What factors do you think will define he's ready to, a person is get ready to marry? Mainly talking about men.
Men, okay, we're talking about men. Maturity in a sense like, you can say you have something of your own. You're not waiting for
something like business or
like
your own earning.
Your own earning. It might be something that you have.
Because even if it's just 4 digit.
Yeah, even if it's something small.
small.
I mean, you have like 4 digit is not small, but it's quite a lot of money.
9,000 is not small, but 2,000-3,000 is fine.
Like you get married, okay. Now imagine you get married and you don't have much of an income and you want to take your wife out. Now imagine you put your hands for your dad and be like, Dad, I want to take her out for a dinner.
Okay.
Imagine that.
That's not
personally me, it will be an insult for me. This is what I think. This is what my belief is. Even if you can't pay for your marriage, at least after you get married, you should be able to take care of your wife, right? And
okay, so you're like, बाप के पैसों से शादी कर ली जा सकती. He can facilitate it.
He can facilitate.
But he shouldn't be running your marriage.
Yes.
It should be you as a man who will be running your marriage.
Yes.
Until then, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good thing.
Because for your life, you cannot just keep hand like this
in front of your dad,
in front of your wife especially. Because let's say for example your wife needs something, right? And you're like, I want to ask my dad. How does that feel? Like, how does that feel? Yeah. So get married, and also nowadays considering the factors around us, nowadays getting married is financially is a very difficult choice.
Correct.
Because the rents, the fees and everything. You get married, you will have a child in 1 or 2 years.
Correct.
So you have 3 mouths to feed. Before it was just you. You could just eat one small burger for 5 reals and you're fine. Yeah.
Correct.
But if you have a wife and if she asks for a house, which you should as a man to provide for her, and then if you have a child, then you need to pay for rent, which is minimum of 2,000 in Qatar reals. That means you have to have a fixed income of 2,000 just for the rent, at least.
Correct.
Okay. Then you have food, then you have fees and everything.
So marrying early especially in Qatar and in these days, is not easy.
I mean, but if you have a rich father or mother, or
that's fine. But I guess generally
yeah.
it's not a good option.
Generally no. Even if you have if you belong from a good family or something,
it can get.
It's not. I would say, have something of your own. Okay, have something of your own. It could be in your father's business or in your mother's business or in a job, whatever family business you have. You need to take some role in it and maybe start earning small. And if you think you are enough to provide for your family with your own money,
so if you're financially and mentally ready, you can get married as soon as possible.
Yes.
Unless you're financially and mentally ready.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So coming back to the business.
But I want to say something else also. Many people will say that what I've said. In one of the, I think one of the verse of Quran or Hadith, I'm not really sure, but I have heard is that people nowadays say, start income first, then get married. And but it's the opposite in Islam. It says that Allah says that I think so. I think not completely opposite. Allah says that get married, and
Allah will provide for you.
Allah will provide for them and for you.
Yes.
And for you, right? Yeah. So this is what I've heard, and it is true also. Allah is the one who's going to provide for all of us, and
this is the verse of the Quran which you're talking about.
That it is a verse of Quran.
Yes. So you get married and then Allah will provide for you.
Yeah.
This is the verse of Quran. But if you go according to what the Prophet actually told, he told that when you are ready to get married, what is ready to get married is feeding your wife. So that means you need to be financially independent, or at least you should have a source, maybe from your father or from family, which in some cultures might be discouraged and some cultures might be encouraged. But you should be financially ready. That's what the Prophet tells.
Yeah.
So without being financial, you can't be like, okay, now we are married, you both are in love, got married, now you both are in love, on streets, begging. That's not a good option to be in. So okay, that makes sense, I guess. So coming back to the business wala part. So business, so you're doing business, and so you're telling in your future तुमको business ही करना है.
Yes.
So what would you tell for someone who wants to do side business in my age or in our age, like 18 to 25 wala age mein? What would you like to tell to them when they tell they want to do side business?
Yeah, first of all, I'm no expert in this domain. I'm still learning. I'm still in the learning phase.
True.
And whatever I will give recommendation, you should research first before believing in me what I'm trying to say. But
according to your experiences?
According to my experience, any side business like trading, buying and selling, anything you find cheap, if you see there is buy it, anything, and sell it for a good price. And
if you feel there's a demand,
and
if just go for it, it's fine.
And if you really put in the effort, maybe like in a day 2 or 3 hours in a day, in a month maybe you can make 2,000 reals, 3,000 reals. You can make really good money. It's possible.
If you can, as a student, if you want to do, it's possible.
It's possible, especially in Qatar market. Yes.
Okay, I have a question about this business wala. एक बहुत particular question है कि many people tell कि business mind होना चाहिए तुमको. You should be born with that thought कि business करना है and you should know how to buy and sell. How true is that कि you need to have that business mindset, or any general person can't do business? What do you tell about that?
See,
is it true?
It's not completely true. I can say that.
Okay.
Yes, some people are born with skills of doing business. They're born naturally.
And this and that. Okay.
They're naturally born to do business, and some people are just programmed to do jobs.
Correct.
It's just this is how the world works. But if you're talking about, anybody can do business.
Is it?
Yeah. Anybody can do business if they want to.
Okay, at least any guy who has a passion to do some, not a passion, like who has a will to do some hard work, they'll earn something.
They can do business.
They can. Yeah. Okay.
And business is the best thing you can do. In a job, you're limited.
Correct.
You're very limited on budget, on thinking and everything. You have fixed time. 9 to 12, 9 to 4, 9 to 3. That's your time. You wake up in the morning, I need to take care of my job. But in a business, there are different aspects you're thinking about. You're constantly evolving. You have constantly new problems that you need to face. And you're constantly changing according to the environment. And as the market changes, you also need to change. But in a job, you just, maybe from past 10 years, you're doing the same thing again and again.
Maybe the whole life. Some people do this.
Some people do it for whole life. Yes, there are promotions. There are promotions. You go and
perks of working in a company.
But in general, if you talk about the job, is like you're just coming on a fixed timing, working on a fixed working time, fixed. You're told to do the same job again and again. And I'm talking about most of the jobs. There's different jobs you can where keep on changing, but I'm talking about the most of the jobs, how they work. Fixed timing, this set of work you need to do, it is given by the boss, he tells you to do that, and it's a fixed income. If you're getting paid 3,000, you're going to get paid 3,000. But if you're good enough, maybe you might be promoted. Yeah, but it's that amount you're stuck in. But in business, it's limitless. In terms of money, in terms of experience, in terms of experiencing new things. It's a lot of things that you can learn in business.
See, I get your point. Yeah, and that's very good, colorful in being in business. But you know, as a businessman, and I hope you have seen your dad, it's not a 9 to 5 job. It becomes opposite. It becomes 24/7.
Yes.
So
you never know. Yeah, it never know.
It's not about you never know. Then it gets, what do you call it? You're talking about being relaxed and having your own time. But again, then if you come to business wala part, it is 24/7. And not only that, sometimes of course you will have what you call, there's unlimited growth. You can go up down. But when there is a backlash or when there's a downfall, you will go deep down. You might sometimes you go in minus. You have to pay money. Not only what you call it zero, you have to go in negative and pay the loss. So I think in business, in jobs, it's secured. Okay, मैं जाऊँगा 9 to 5, आ जाऊँगा, I'll get this much money. I'm relaxed. That's the perk of being in business and in job. There's different things. So anyone who can afford to risk their life, and not their life, I mean their money and time, and they want to reach heights. Of course, if you are in a job, you can never be a billionaire or a millionaire anytime soon. You will have to pay rents and everything. But if you are a businessman, maybe someday, later or sooner, you will reach there. So business is not for what do you call only specific people. Anyone can do it.
If anybody can do it. Even if you have zero income, you can start a business. You can.
Okay, nice question. Now tell me, how does someone start from zero?
Alright, simple. Personally, me, I don't have any income of my own. Okay. So one of the things which I started to do was providing service. I have a good experience in buying and selling cars. That is one of the things which I know. So
is that the reason you're known as the car guy? And you get good cars, mashallah. जो Camaro अभी तक तुमने बिठाई नहीं, ठीक है?
No, actually, that's actually from my family side. But the thing which the cars in general, when I was born, I had this love for cars. Not when I was born. When I was a kid. I'm sorry. What I said. Yeah, I'm sorry. When I was born, like when I was a kid.
See, simple. Cars is something which moves fast, and it fascinates you. It fascinates anyone.
It's not just moving fast. It's an emotion, basically. It's difficult to express in words.
Yeah, we have talked about this.
Yeah, it's difficult. But when I was a child, I had this
fascination towards cars.
Fascination with the cars, obviously. But I had this toy car which was bought for me. I was in Pakistan at that time, and my father, he brought it to me in Pakistan, and it was a special car. And that day I fall in love with the cars in general. It was a Ferrari remote control car, but it was very special. It has different kinds of buttons. The hood will open and close with the buttons. The doors will open and it will play some.
As a child, it's a very big deal.
It was a very big deal. I was maybe like 6 years old, 7 years old. But having a car like that, it was like this big. So. And you can't find that car anymore. But it was like an antique, and that's when I fall in love with the cars.
So you started with cars.
Started with cars, yeah. So cars. What I was talking about is like how you can start a business with zero. There are many other options. One of the personal which I have done is that I used to provide this. I still do that. Where I went to a bunch of groups. I send a text. If you have a car and if you want to sell, okay, you can let me know. I will sell the car for you. And I used to charge. There used to be two options. Either
you charge a percentage,
or you set me a price. Okay, Adnan, I want this price. After that, whatever price you sell, that's yours. Okay. So it used to be two options. Some people used to do the commission part, and some people like, give me this price and whatever you take is yours. So I used to handle everything. Now, you know that
selling a car. So how did you make those groups? Like it was all your friends, or you knew people from business, or met people, or how?
So these groups were all car groups.
Okay, it was like those people who have interest.
So when my first sports car, it was a Mopar group. Mopar group includes all the Dodge cars and
so people who are already interested in cars. So you made a group.
Yeah.
With
Basically, I was in a car group. You can say that. In
then
simple
from there you proposed this thought. Anyone who wants to sell.
Yeah, I sent a message in the groups, all of the groups which I was like, if you want to sell your car,
just do let me know, and I will
let me know. And selling a car is if you think about it, it's a hassle.
It's a big hassle.
It's a big hassle.
Everything about
dealing with people, talking with them, negotiating, going to inspection. So most people were like, yeah, if I'm getting my money without worrying about selling the car. So I used to provide that service, and I used to sell cars. I used to earn quite.
And some of my friends even do it, and they tell it's a good thing unless you know about it, and you can get a good deal. You get a car for maybe 10 and then sell it for 15, 16, 17.
That's about business. And slowly when you earn enough money, you can buy cars and sell cars. Now you have your own business, buying and selling cars. This is like one of the...
So you start with trading first of all.
Yeah.
That's understood. That's one way to do it. So what are the other ways someone can start with? Like if they don't, they're not... I think trading is the main thing in business.
See, trading is there are other business
like maybe getting into the hotel line of business. I think you need license and everything for that.
Normally when you are doing any business, you need to have a license, you need to have a company, you need to have an office.
Correct.
And if you were to start in Qatar, that would equate to about like 100k, maybe more.
Minimum. That's minimum.
Yeah. Not minimum, I would say. It depends upon. It depends upon. Like for example, I'm not really sure about the license, how much it costs about the license, but minimum it costs about 8,000 or 10,000 just for the license, just getting the license in Qatar. Then you need to have an office. Then you need to talk with the owner of the office and pay 3 months in advance the rent. Maybe they will ask for checks. And then you need to bring an employee from outside.
Correct.
So it's like adding costs. I mean, the minimum you will, the cost of starting a business in Qatar will be at least 20k, at least.
20k or 100k?
20k. 100k is like
a good restaurant.
Like a good business here I'm talking about. 20k in general, like a small business. Let's say for example.
Very small, like a chai ki dukaan kind of stuff.
Not chai. I'm not talking about the restaurants, or I'm talking about in general. Let's say for example.
Okay, any business.
Not any business.
And then.
You're getting confused what I'm trying to say. So let's say for example, I want to start an online e-commerce business.
So for that also you need 20k.
You need to have
office,
maybe a virtual office, but you need to have an office.
Okay.
And the office minimum rent in Qatar I have seen is 2k at least.
Correct.
Okay, so that's 2k right there. I remember there was like 10k just for the license, e-com license. I may be wrong, but 10k is there. It is there. So 12k right there. Now you need to buy products. You need to sell on your websites. So it easily goes 20k. Now 20k is a minimum if you're starting any business in Qatar. Any business in Qatar, if you are starting, 20k is going to cost you. Now compared to like trading.
Okay.
You buy something for cheap and you sell it for a good price, good margin, and slowly you develop. But
is it completely legal?
No, it's not legal.
Okay,
it's not legal. Trading in general, if you're doing in a mass scale, or in general if you're doing any trading business, you need to have a license in Qatar. That's the law of Qatar. But let's say for example you don't have a license and you want to do business. One of the examples which I gave, you can start. You can provide service.
So that's not illegal.
You can work on, that's not illegal.
That's not completely legal.
That's not completely.
But if you are going on a higher level daily, if you're dealing with cars, then you need to have a trading license. If 2-3k per month is not a big deal, I guess.
I mean, see, I'm not really sure.
We need to confirm this.
We need to confirm this.
Yes,
if you're dealing with cars and if you're selling, you need to be having a license or not. Dealing in the cars, maybe you're providing service. Now, if you are buying and selling cars in a mass scale, you need to have a showroom license in Qatar.
Correct.
But it's not completely, it's not legal. You can say that.
It's not completely
but
legal.
But what I suggested was like, you can say, this one, the one which I was used to do, providing service. Slowly you can start. But buying and selling cars in general, there's no legal thing, but there is. Once you get into the eyes of the government, it will be noticeable. But yeah, it is there. A lot of people do it.
Okay. Yeah.
I would not suggest you do it directly.
Yeah.
You can take legal advice from someone, and
Exactly.
maybe
Legal advice is mandatory.
Yeah, legal advice. They will be able.
They'll
to
guide you how
explain
to do it. They'll
I'm
get
no
your license.
legal person or any representative from the government. What I know for myself, that's what I'm trying to say.
Like
But
understood. Take it.
before whatever I say, you need to do your own research. Anyone says anything, you need to do your own research and then work on. Not if अच्छा अदनान ने ऐसा कहा चलो करो, नहीं ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए.
Perfect.
You need to do your own research all the time. Anybody.
Perfect.
in
Got you.
general.
So talking about business, is that so any other option other than trading? I think trading is the only option you have if you want to start business right now.
See, you can do e-com business.
Okay, e-commerce.
E-com business, you can start with Amazon. Amazon is a good option. If you have a budget of 10k and at least 5k, most people say Amazon you can start with zero income. That's not completely true.
वो तो कुछ commission लेते हैं ना लोग products के साथ.
Yeah, that commission is there which Amazon charges from you, but you need to buy inventory from Chinese manufacturers. It will
Drop
at least
shipping.
cost. Drop shipping is not allowed in FBA, in Amazon. They don't allow it
Okay.
if you're doing drop shipping. But drop
Okay.
shipping is possible.
Also an option
Of-
on other websites.
yeah.
Okay.
But drop shipping is a question mark. Is a question mark whether it is halal or not. by
In
the-
Islam, I heard that there are two opinions. One completely tell it's not allowed, and some other it's allowed in some.
So if it is a
circumstances.
question mark, I would say you
you need to talk to your Islamic
yeah,
scholars.
or just avoid it.
Better avoid it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So drop shipping is एक और है ना market कुछ तो था वो like affiliation.
Affiliate marketing.
Yeah, affiliate marketing.
Affiliate marketing you can do.
We can do.
Yeah, we can do with zero income. If you work in the digital space, you can start earning. Any business, if you are starting in a digital space, you can start from scratch.
Okay. I'll ask you, what is the biggest concern for people to start business, or like anyone like me who didn't do business? सबसे बड़ा ये होता है the what do you call it, the thought of society बोलेगी कि भाई यार ये बंदा हर बार मैसेज करता है कि do you wanna buy this and that. You get my point. Like if you are in business, you have to tell to your family and friends, and then at times you be like, it feels bad to tell them, and it feels like you're kind of using them. So what would you like to comment on that? And in society, it gets a bit discouraged, right?
See, in my experience of doing business, I'm not an experienced person, but in my
whatever experience you got, small experience,
a small experience,
as
which
a
again,
teenager,
yeah. So in that, expectations from your family and friends that they will help you in some way for your business, don't have any expectation from that.
Okay.
Because friends, they will help you, but what I've seen is in general, the family or friends, even if your product is selling really good in the market, but it will not be your friends or family who will be buying that product from you.
That's for
So
sure. Everyone should
I
know
would
that.
say, you can start from your friends. Maybe create an awareness about your product, and slowly about your business or your family. You can start, but you can never have
them to be the customers.
Yeah, don't expect them to be. Don't have any expectations from that they will
buy your products.
Buy your products, or they will support you.
They'll support you initially.
But what I mean about support is like buying your product, and like how a customer will be like.
They won't be your customers.
They won't be your, at least not repeating customers. So,
I think it's same in the, what do you call it, digital area, like a podcast or not podcast, YouTube. When you start YouTube, you expect your family and friends will watch, but that's not the fact.
Yeah.
They will support you, they will give you some views and all, but later it will be the other audience which actually...
Even if you become popular, and I think so, you can ask any celebrity or anyone, their friends, the close ones or the family members, they won't really care what he is. They know him as Adnan. They know as you as Abdurrahman. They know me as Adnan. They don't know me if I am some celebrity guy. They know me as Adnan. They know you as Abdurrahman. That's how they look at you.
And that's the way people should keep looking at. Okay, ये मेरा दोस्त है. Even if he's a million subscriber वाला YouTuber, but he's my just a friend. And even family members should treat him like that. And I think that's a very good जो जिसकी जगह है वो वहाँ रहे. Family relations and friends should be in one place. YouTube and its stuff and business also should be in its place. Yeah, that's a very good thing.
But you can never have expectations from
should never have
should never have expectations from your friends and family to really support you and be your customers. There might be exceptions.
Yeah. If someone needs, like mom will like, यार मेरे को एक नई अच्छी गाड़ी चाहिए, बता दे कौन सी ले लूँ. That's another thing. Getting help is a different thing. Yeah, of course you won't be charging high profit on your mom's dealing, right? Of course you won't do that. Yeah, that makes sense. So okay, that's a very good question, which I asked. Then moving on, banking and all. We were discussing banks and all. In general, in haram, in Islam, taking loans is not allowed. We're taking interest. Loans with interest is not allowed. Loan is like borrowing money, which is fine. With a collateral, it is fine. But taking interest is not allowed. And the basic logical reason which we can give, even though we are not experts in both the fields, whatever we know, the reason is the rich becomes richer. They are charging money and they're getting richer. And the poor is becoming more poor because he had to buy a car of 10K. But now he has to repay 11K. You get the point. Like, I mean, like if it's a 1,000 real interest which he has to pay, so which exploits the poor and which makes the richer more richer, and so the gap keeps increasing. That's the reason, one of the main reasons which Islam doesn't allow interest. So is there any halal alternatives if you do business? In Qatar you told there is Islamic banking, but if you go to Europe and all, how do you think the business should be done?
So in terms of financial stuff, you should not look at me giving financial advice, but
correct.
In
we are just see, this podcast is just like two friends talking with their experience and thoughts, which you can work on. And
so whatever we say
is not expert opinion.
We all should like research. Alright, whatever we say, you just don't be like, okay, ठीक है, अदनान ने कहा, चलो ठीक है, ऐसे start कर लो तो ऐसे ही कहा. No, do a research, and but that's a different thing. So what I was trying to say is the loans in general, they have this the business, how they how loan operates basically. They have this interest that you have to pay. I give you 2 million. After like 3 years, you have to pay me 2.2 million. That's a basic. They have charged certain percentage. It could be 3, 4, 5, depends upon country to country and bank to bank. Yes, there are Islamic options. There are institutions which I know personally which provide loans
with collateral.
Yes, they will ask for collateral. Obviously, they will do your background check. They won't just give you a loan directly. They will check your financials, if you can repay their loans, and if you can repay the installments, because loans are usually paid in installments. For example, if you have a car loan, you're paying in installment,
EMI,
or if you have a house loan, you pay in installments. And if you have a business loan, in general, you just take money. Usually, they don't give, the financial institutions, which I know personally, not many, but
they don't give huge amount of business money.
No, they don't give you the cash, because if they just give you the cash, they will have to charge interest, and just doing business in cash, there will be a chance of interest. The process is really simple. Let's say, for example, I want to take a loan, and you are selling the car, and there's a financial institution. So what they will do, you're selling the car, they will buy the car from you for, let's say, 100,000, okay, and then they will buy the car from you for 100,000, whatever the quotation was, and then they'll sell it to me for 110,000. Okay.
With a profit.
Yeah, they'll sell it to me for 110,000, and then it will be a loan of maybe 4 or 5 years, and I have to pay installments on that. This is normally how it works. They won't say, okay, we are giving you 100K, you buy the car, and after 1 month or after 3 years, you have to give us 110,000. No, they buy the car from you, they sell it to me for 110,000. This is how, because this is halal. It's just
trading
selling on,
selling. It involves trading there.
But about the getting money in general, like say for example, if you want 2 million loan, I don't know how that works. But I've personally taken car loans
in this way.
And this is how they do it normally. And then they have a specific interest amount. They say profit amount. They don't say interest. They say profit amount. They say we will charge a fee of 7.5% or 5% of the total amount. Yeah.
Okay, that's how it's done. Okay, nice. Well, there is
but
ways out.
Anybody should do their research. There are a lot of institutions which provide that in Qatar. You can do your research and you will get a final answer.
Okay, so before we end, so do you have any specific or any good advices for people which you would like to tell to your friends and anyone who wants to listen to this podcast who are of our age group?
Yeah, so one of the things which were always holding me back in life was I didn't used to take action in life. I used to wait and then take action. There was an opportunity.
Keep thinking about it?
Yeah, there was an opportunity. It used to flow like this, and I used to get far, then I used to catch it. But then it was too far away, and I lost that opportunity. So if an opportunity comes, you see it, you grab it. Okay, it might be good, it might be bad. If it's good for you. You have improved. But if it's bad, you have gained an experience. So both the ways you're earning something.
It's a win-win.
Win-win situation. So in life, don't hold back. You get an opportunity, you take it. That's the advice I can give you. Don't hold back.
That's the best practical advice.
Yeah. You can
take action.
Yes, you need to do your research before you take an action. Yes.
Correct. That's it.
But if you understand what I'm trying to say, is
don't wait. Don't wait. Aaram se karenge and this and that.
Or don't be scared. Don't be like, oh, what I'm gonna do, this, that.
Yeah,
take action.
What if this happens? What if that happens? And this and that. Keep dreaming about it instead of taking actions. So, or better go talk to the experts and then start doing it instead of just thinking on your own self. So, simple words mein, take action.
Take action.
And don't wait for more.
Most people they want other people to take action for them.
Yeah, and then they want to learn from them.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't happen. You learn.
You need to take action in life.
Yesterday I was just scrolling definitely at night and I heard this quote from Jack Ma, not a quote, he himself told on stage that you can't be the best person. All of them can't be the best person in every field.
Yeah.
At least you can be the first one to do it.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. I mean, you can learn something new and be the first person to know that thing.
Yeah.
In every field you can't be the first one also. There might be people who have been there. So at least you can be the first one to start it. Even if you're not the best, you're the one who started it. And that's a very good thing, I guess. Best advice. So let's end here.
The mindset should be, I can do it. All right? Something comes up and don't be like, I cannot do it. I can do it. Why can't I?
Take it as a challenge or something.
Take it as a challenge, just do it. This is the simple simple formula which I use in my life. Before I used to hold back.
Procrastinate like anything.
I used to be lazy. I still am lazy. But
not that much. Once you know the importance, you have to go for it.
I see an opportunity, I take it. So, find an opportunity, you take it. Simple as that. You don't wait. And you don't wait for someone to take, opportunity or take an action for you. You need to be responsible for your own life decisions.
And many people have a lot of ideas कि हम ये करेंगे वो करेंगे. They keep thinking, but they never
do it.
Start anything. They never start anywhere. Same thing with this podcast. I'll tell you honestly, if I talk, I thought about this nearly a year ago. Nearly 10 months ago at least I thought about this. Told to many people, talked to friends and this and that. But I never started. But actually one day I was like, ठीक है, I'll just get started. So I started in March. Recorded first podcast with AJ and then with other guests, alhamdulillah. And then now here we are, of course, a very small channel, but something beneficial, something is there.
Yeah.
And something I can even, my main aim is also not to get viewers and subscribers and all. My main aim is like there's some beneficial stuff, even which after going home, after recording this, after editing and uploading, one day I'll be like, I'm feeling low or something, I need to hear some good stuff. Instead of searching on the internet, I can just go on my channel and listen to this very podcast, And that's one of my aims. So just get started and you never know where you will go. So even I never know where I'll be after 2 years or somewhere. I hope I will be in a good place in this field itself, or I might get new opportunity, new ideas or somewhere else. You never know. But instead of wasting time, I think it's better grab the opportunity and start working. And let's end here. And we might have some actual beefy stuff later on. For here, Adnan bhai, thank you very much.
Yeah, before we finish, I want to say something. What you're doing is currently the podcast. Most of the people I know, myself also, during vacations, like we all try to procrastinate, waste time or be lazy. Yeah.
Good.
What you're doing now, you're keeping yourself busy. You might not be benefiting in terms of financially, but you're gaining something. You're gaining an experience. You're talking with people. You're making connections with the people, and that's a really good thing you started. At least there should be like, I'm doing something in my life. Right? Something should be there.
Instead of okay, either you do some shit thing like this podcast.
No. I would say that this is not any shit thing.
Yeah, no. Let me complete. Either you do something shitty thing, podcast or something, you're learning, you're reading a book, or waste your time on Netflix or Instagram the whole 2 months or the whole
choice
day.
Is yours.
It's
whatever
your choice.
Yeah, but you're doing a really good thing. And personally, me, a content creator, and seeing another
you
content
understand the struggle more better.
And you're also content creator, and the effort it takes to create one video, it's a lot. And what you're doing is good. Keep it going. This is what I would recommend. And guys, support my boy over here, Abdurrahman. Our experience was really good, and keep on supporting him.
Yeah, we'll have you. इतना सब कुछ एक वीडियो में हम आराम से we'll talk later.
Yes, there are a lot of things to discuss about.
Yes,
yeah,
actually,
we don't want to keep it just for one video.
Yeah,
we can have some
constructive discussions later.
Of course.
That is what it is for. But before I end, our bhai also has a YouTube channel, and can you just name it? I'll pin.
Yeah, it's ABK videos. Videos. And
I'll put it in the description. You can check out. This guy is a car freak, so if you love cars, you will like him.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. See you later. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.